Hello everyone, this is Jerry the Night Vision Phantom bringing you another round of video. Feels pretty nostalgic doing that after a long hiatus. I don't plan on going back to that old video format. To be honest, for me, it's old hat, and so many other people convey their points much better than I can. I will concede that fact that doing the whole online debate or proving one thing versus another just simply isn't my forte. I mean, I don't mind sharing my opinions online. Uh, in hindsight, I really do wish I had uh, conveyed myself a lot better. Probably personality wise, being better prepared to speak about things, but I was younger, more naive, and here I am, less younger and slightly less naive than before. But dare I say it, I've evolved since then, and I still hold on to most of those same beliefs, but that's neither here nor there. What I want to talk about today is something that I would say, in the going off of that nostalgia factor, is something near and dear to my heart, going way back to the 90s when I was a night vision teenager. Uh, yeah, so something that and it's probably evident behind me based on the uh, photos on the wall or the posters on the wall, whatever you want to, framed pictures on the wall, so to speak, uh, that I am a Final Fantasy VI fan, not a Final Fantasy VII like most people are, which I feel is a very big bandwagony thing. Is that a word? To do. So very much so. I have a lot of fond memories of Final Fantasy VI, and what you see behind me, they're custom made, not by me. I actually got those imported from Spain, of all places, and they were shipped to me. It took about a month to get here, but I digress a little bit. Anyways, what I wanted to do with this particular video is to go over my Final Fantasy VI collection, and you don't see it right now, but I have amassed quite a large Final Fantasy VI collection, and that doesn't just simply extend to the games themselves, although that is a part of it. What I'm going to do here is just probably over the course of a few videos, I anticipate, maybe more depending on how this plays out, I'm going to show off bits and pieces of my Final Fantasy VI collection. Uh, I just love the game. I've played it to death where I don't really touch it anymore, but I know all about it. I know so much of the backstory. I know a lot of things that I can, as I go along, I may share that stuff with you. But for now, what I want to do is go over one aspect of my Final Fantasy VI collection, and that is cards that I've collected over the past year alone. And most of it extends to the Final Fantasy trading card game, the current model. I don't play the game. I don't know how to play the game. I have some ideas, but I specifically, with a few exceptions of other cards that I like, just for mostly the aesthetic value, or even if I can obtain a valuable card for cheap, I will get those cards that are not part of Final Fantasy VI. But most everything in here, actually, I think everything in this particular binder is Final Fantasy VI related. So I would like to just show off all the cards that I have in Final Fantasy VI. And I'll start with this right here, with page 1. And just a quick highlight, I have, as far as I know, and I've done a lot of deep diving, I have every single Final Fantasy VI trading card game foil and full art foil that has come out so far. Uh, I did once upon a time have the non-foil version, and part of me was thinking, I should hold on to these for collection's sake, but for the sake of time, or and for just I just think that it's kind of an inferior product overall. That I really don't need it. I guess if you want to say I could be more expansive in my collection, I could have hold on to them, but I don't think I'm going to. So I'm just going to take my Ultra Pro binder here, not shilling out for them, but this actually is a pretty good binder that I think stores all my cards rather well. So let's just get started with different pages here, and I'll go over my favorites or any particular noteworthy things about it. And all right, so this is page one. I don't know how easy it is to see this. I hope the glare of my camera isn't too bad. I'm not really going to highlight what the cards do. I'm probably just going to focus on the cards themselves. What actually got me collecting these cards in the first place was simply for cards like this one right here, and that's Sabin or Sabin, however you want to pronounce it, Mash in the Japanese version, or Mashu, however you want to pronounce it. Originally, because he's my favorite Final Fantasy VI character of all time, I simply started off collecting Sabin cards, and for whatever reason, I wanted, like it always happens with card games that I don't even play, I wind up going down a long, off the beaten path, and just decided, you know what, I like Final Fantasy VI so much, I am just going to collect them all. And as far as I know, like I said, I have every foil, full art, and promo that I think has come out so far. I'm not considering the Theatrhythm stuff, which isn't technically, yeah, they have Final Fantasy VI characters on them, but they're of a different gaming category. So if you want to nitpick that way, if you want to debate me or fight me over it, we'll settle that with a dance-off or something. But I don't really feel like getting those cards are not really worth to me. They're cheap cards anyways. So yeah, I'll just start off with the only one I think particularly of note here is Sabin right here. I do like the Yoshitaka Amano cards specifically, and some of the Tetsuya Nomura cards with a more modern era illustrator for this game. So I would say probably, besides this card, I think I do like Shadow right here, and Cyan is pretty good. General Leo is pretty cool, and I'm gonna kind of get into some interesting, like, head scratchers here as to why Square decided to go the route of like emphasizing certain characters in Final Fantasy VI. So next page, next page I have another interesting set of cards here. I say this is definitely this is a foil full art, one of the more expensive cards in the set. And right in here is another interesting card. One of the few summons that I think they decided to put into the game from Final Fantasy VI. There's a couple others in here that I'll go over once I get to them. But the one you want to focus on here is the middle card right here, which is Locke, full art. And this is not a cheap card to get, this one in particular. Other than that, yeah, there's a pretty cool Kefka Amano card there. And there's some other ones like Setzer. Setzer's a really good card. Setzer, although he's not at the top of my list of favorite Final Fantasy VI characters, he's kind of more in the middle there. I really think, as far as Amano artwork is concerned for Final Fantasy VI characters, he ranks up there as one of the best. Alright, so let's go to the next page here. And actually, really quick, before I do that, I want to talk about Dataluma here. Dataluma is basically kind of just the throwaway boss in the game, and yet they actually wind up having a few other cards of him in here, and I'm thinking why they could have focused on some other characters that need more love. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that deserve it, or at least they could have at least put a few more cards of the other main cast that didn't get that much airtime. So, all right, going to the next page here. I would say there's nothing particular noteworthy of this one right here, although I do kind of like this card right here, kind of like a phantom themed card. And there's another no, that's Bannon right there, which actually you're thinking why Bannon, but I will say very good artwork as far as that's concerned. And then you see all these cutesy Final Fantasy VI cards on this page. Not all of them, but most of them. Not particularly a fan of them, but they're very nostalgic, very old artwork. In general, you can find them in the instruction booklets, I believe. At least I know you can. I believe in the Japanese version and the what else is there? I know there's another version. I think I want to say the PlayStation anthology versions. Their images are in there too, but I'll go over that later. And then there's Uncle Ulti right there, who I think is not an expensive card, but more expensive than some of the other basic cards there. All right, and then we're getting into some just some more cards. Another card I initially collected, Sabin right there, who I thought, like I said, is one of my favorites. And then, interestingly enough, they have an overabundance of Umaro cards, which most players will tell you they don't like Umaro for most reasons, except for some niche gameplay. Um, you got Celeste right here, very good artwork right there for her. And then you have is that Interceptor? Yeah, that's Interceptor, which is actually kind of nice. They gave him his own card. And you got Emperor Gestal, you got Bannon, and yeah, Sabin over there, like I said, and then some other cards. This is a pretty valuable card, if I recall. This Realm here. This is a. Is that a full art? No, I'm thinking of something else. Disregard. I'm thinking of the promo version. All right, and then okay, here we go. Two very. Actually, how many? I have four very. Of my card set here, this page probably has the most valuable amongst my most valuable, and that would be probably ranking at number 3. I want to say it is. Where is she? Where'd she go? Oh, Realm right there. Foil full art Realm. Very valuable card. If you look on websites, they sell her for a pretty penny. And I think second in line is Celeste. Nice card here. I think this is the right card. That's the second as far as the main set is concerned. And then third, you have probably the most valuable card in the basic set, not counting promos. So that Terra, I got it cheaper than what you would normally find it, but this right here, TCG Player, I think has them for like 100 something around a little like 150 something like that, depending. And then they have other characters like Vargas here. Cyan, Dataluma again. This is pretty good Setzer right here. And you have like a cheap junk version picture of Ultros right there. It doesn't do him any justice there. And they have an abundance of Kefka cards, which makes sense, but I don't like the Joker look that they gave him in like Dissidia or some other stuff there. Alright, so we got just, this is kind of a generic page for the most part as far as a couple of full arts here. You got Sabin and Edgar, the Figaro brothers. Then you got, I hate saying that, you got the Dream Stooges if you in the American version. Then you have one of the cards, the Laragorn. Then there's Mobius and, what was it? Kurlax, the other two. It's really stupid names, but... whatever, that's silly. So these nothing. I think these are probably the. Oh, this card's pretty expensive as far as Final Fantasy VI non-full art version cards go. This one's actually up there. I want to say it's like probably $15-$20 for that. And then who can't love those two faces? And for the longest time, I never even knew that there was a face for a butt right there. Or you could just say it's two sides of a creature, but this one definitely looks like this one definitely has a face for a butt, and I think that's kind of cute and funny. And another Setzer right there, which is pretty nice. All right, and then we going into, let's see, is this one worth really even highlighting? Yeah, you got the highlighting cards here. You got let me see if there's anything that stands out. Setzer in the top corner. That one's not particularly cheap. Celeste, of course. Anytime you see a full art Celeste, Terra, or Realm, just expect them most likely, with a few exceptions, to be up there as far as cards value is concerned. And then anything probably Yoshitaka Amano is up there as well. Like I said, nothing outstandingly particular on here. Although I am happy that they gave, excuse me, that they gave the Warring Triad, or the statues as they were called, uh, some love here. And these are probably the two most valuable cards on this page: this Celeste and this Lock, foil full arts, as before. All right, and so we're going to go into the next page, which also quite interesting. The summon characters that they chose for this set are uh, Fenrir and Unicorn. Fenrir makes a little bit more sense, but Unicorn was kind of an obscure, or rather like a throwaway uh, summon that once you got it, you learned. I want to say you used it to learn Cure 2, or was it Remedy? Not Remedy. Is it Remedy? You learned Cure 2. I know you at least learned Cure 2 with him, and I think maybe you learned Remedy, or Antidote, or Poison, or whatever. But you have the other cards here, which are nice. This is okay. This is the foil full art realm that I was thinking of earlier. Then you got some other cards here. You got this is the page, the final page, I think, of the main series of Opus 23, Hidden Trials, I believe is what it's called. And then, like, you got a couple more of the Warring Triad cards here, which is pretty nice. So I actually like that they gave the Warring Triad some love, although they aren't exactly the. I think these are the Mobius version of the card of Final Fantasy VI, and not the actual just Final Fantasy VI by itself. But like I said, I digress. And these are, like I said, this is. Let me see which ones. Starting with General Leo here, and then Death Gaze, Kefka, Terra, and Nalapa. Those are the final cards, or those are the only cards from the final set that's come out so far. And this is the only non-foil card of the set, of my set, because this is a boss card, and unless I'm proven wrong, unless someone can show it to me, they don't have foil versions of boss deck cards. I've looked everywhere. I've checked the forums to make sure, because my quote-unquote OCD went into overdrive thinking, oh no, I'm missing a foil version of a card, but this is just here as a for collections, for the collection's sake. Other than that, nothing else. But nothing special about it. And also, for some reason, they didn't give General Leo a nose here, so I feel bad for him. He can't taste what he eats, or smell what he eats. Okay, and then my final page are my promo cards, and this is Lock foil full art, and this is Terra, which is the promo card that you only get as the world champion of one of the past nationals card. It is a organized play prize, and you might be wondering, Jerry, why that doesn't look like a card? It looks like it's a piece of paper, or like a piece of paper printed in that slot, and you would be right. But hold on there. Stay tuned after this commercial break. Uh, in my hand right here is my most valuable card here. I got it for less than what they're selling on TCG Player. I got it at a great deal, and I went ahead and, because I really like this card a lot, as you can see, this is a PSA 10 gem mint card and this is the foil full art gold edition of the promo version of Terra, from one of the earlier cards that I showed off. The second most valuable card in the set, in the series, for Final Fantasy VI at least. So I'll just show that off one more time there. And yeah, so it's see, I got that graded PSA 10 Terra, and see how this gold is very valuable. One of my favorite cards. I have it on display with my other Final Fantasy VI cards, my other cards, and my other Final Fantasy VI collection there. So yeah, as far as that's concerned. And okay, I'll just dive really quick into the other cards. These aren't as impressive, and this is actually, compared to the other set, this is actually incomplete. But it's a work in progress, and I may ask you guys for some help. Whoever cares, or whoever is involved in this stuff, I ask for your help on this. Um, so this is the Japanese cards from the Chapters series as a discontinued set or discontinued series from way back in the day. They're not compatible with the current series as far as I know, from what I've been told. The only thing of note here is that there's a lot of artwork from the old set that they haven't imported over to the new Opus series. I'm not going to go. I'm only probably highlight a couple of them that I hope one day get some love. Nothing really stand out here. There's no full arts. No, there's. I have most foils, or about half. I would say 50% of my cards here are foils. Much harder to get because they were Japan only. I do go on eBay. I do go on some Japanese websites to try to find them. Most of the time, I have some pretty good luck. I can't think off the top of my head how many cards there are in this one. I can count, but I don't feel like doing that on camera. But I am missing 6 cards in this series, and a couple of cards that I want to note that I think are actually pretty nice cards as far as Final Fantasy VI is concerned. Is this is a really nice card. Oops, sorry. This is a really nice card here. Very good artwork. I am waiting for the. Sorry, it's really blurry. That's Terra right there. I'm waiting. I am expecting the foil version of that in the mail here in the next week or so. So I'm actively trying to. Not only am I trying to complete the series, but I'm also trying to actively swap out non-foils for foils. And so, like I said, I'm missing about, I want to say, 6 cards in the set, in the series. And that's one of the cards. And let me see, is there anything else here that is noteworthy that I can share? This card I don't think is in the US version. And what else is there? I think I got most everything. Let me see, there's a couple of cards in here that they don't. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, nothing outstanding here. Compared, there's some unique artwork, I guess. Like these, they don't really have. I don't think, as far as I know, they don't have most of these U.S. They do have some of these Yoshitaka cards in the U.S., but not all of them. I'm imagining as time goes on, they'll switch those in. And then finally, I have just the one promo card that has Terra in it. This doesn't come, as far as I know, this doesn't have a foil version, so I'm screwed as far as perfecting my foil collection. So there's some other cards on some elsewhere. The only one I want to highlight is my other one. That's the only one that I decided to also display, and it's a Terra card. This right here. All right, this is a Terra card. It's not a promo card, but it's an alternative art card to one of the other ones I showed you. So this is really valuable. I got this. I actually happened to get this for free when I was buying another card. They actually loaded this card up. In the package that I bought, which was a big surprise to me because if you go on eBay, you'll find that card on sale or being sold for $150, and I got that essentially for free. I do have a second card of that actually that I did pay for, but at a much lower price. I want to say $10 or $20. I forget what it was, but I've gone on really long here. This is almost a 25-minute video. I didn't think it would actually take that long to go over everything. Like I said, this is part 1 of my Final Fantasy VI collection. I do plan on highlighting more as time goes on. I have a whole cabinet of stuff. There we go. Whole cabinet of stuff over here that I'll stagger out one at a time. But other than that, I don't have anything else more to say. If you guys, any of you out there, by chance happen to have Final Fantasy VI chapters cards that I may be missing, or you want to chat it with me, let me know. I'll be glad to discuss. We'll go from there. So anyways, thank you all for tuning in. This is a really long video. Sorry if I rambled or if I'm not conveying myself as good as I wanted. But it's been kind of nice just spending some extra time with you guys after a long absence. And I just want to say thank you once again. Have a great day or night, and I'll see you in part 2 if it gets to that. Thank you, and take care.